Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome into your WWE Friday Night Smackdown review for May 2nd, 2014. This is my very first wrestling review. I know I've been promising for a while to bring you guys these wrestling reviews, and I am finally getting around to it. I'm going to be bringing you guys 3 wrestling reviews a week at the minimum. I'll be reviewing all of the WWE pay-per-views, Monday Night Raw, Friday Night Smackdown, and I'm thinking that third one's either going to be NXT or TNA Impact. So some weeks you might actually get 4 if there's a pay-per-view on Sunday. So 3 to 4 wrestling reviews a week. I'm gonna kind of just test things out and see how this goes. Hopefully you guys will enjoy these reviews. If you do, then of course I will keep them coming. So yeah, I'm reviewing Friday Night Smackdown, and this is actually my first time watching Smackdown in quite some time. I'm not really much of a Smackdown viewer, just due to the fact that it's really more so mid-card matches than it is storyline progression and things like that. You know, the storylines really only get progressed on Raw and whatnot. So a lot of the time I don't even bother watching SmackDown, but I'm going to start watching again for you guys so I can bring you all the reviews. So without any further ado, let's get right into things. The show started out with wrestling. That's definitely a good thing. We got a six-man tag team match between the Wyatt family taking on the Usos and Sheamus. The Wyatt family ended up winning the match after Bray Wyatt hit his sister Abigail on one of the Usos. Thought it was a pretty solid match. And while I'm speaking about the Usos, man, I've got to say it's pretty disappointing that they don't have a match at Extreme Rules. I was really hoping they'd set up a feud with them and Ryback or just someone, you know. It'd be nice to see the tag team titles getting defended instead of having, like Hornswoggle and El Torito. I mean, I'd much rather see a tag team championship match. I mean, who wouldn't? But anyways, after the match, there was a little brawl with all of the guys, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much the gist of that match. Next up, we got the contract signing between Hornswoggle and El Torito for the WLC match at Extreme Rules. The only really interesting thing I can take out of this segment, I guess you could say, is Vickie Guerrero. I thought she left WWE. I read on the dirt sheet a while back that she was done after WrestleMania, and I haven't seen her around up until tonight, so I'm not too sure. I guess she's either back or she never left. I'm not sure. You guys can let me know in the comments, but I thought Vickie Guerrero was done. But yeah, you got the contract signing. I actually thought it was a little funny. I got a laugh or two out of the segment, so yeah, I mean, it was cool. Alright, so after the contract signing, we get right back to wrestling. We got RVD versus Jack Swagger. Of course, we have the triple threat match coming up at Extreme Rules between RVD, Jack Swagger, and Cesaro. So since Cesaro will be in that triple threat match, he came out for commentary with Paul Heyman, and Cesaro would end up getting involved in the match, distracting Jack Swagger after Jack Swagger sucker punched him. So Cesaro would end up getting involved in the match as he distracted Jack Swagger. RVD would hit a 5-star frog splash, and he would pick up the pinfall victory. And then after the match, the 3 guys would end up getting into a little bit of a brawl, and that kind of just sets the stage for the match coming up this Sunday. To be honest with you guys, I'm not really looking forward to this triple threat match. The only thing I'm really hoping we get out of this whole feud is the end of it. Hoping this will be the end of Jack Swagger and Cesaro. I'm ready for Cesaro to move on to bigger and better things. I want to see Cesaro really get that push that he deserves. I want to see him in the main event taking on Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, John Cena. You know, I'm ready for it, and we all know Cesaro is capable of putting on 5-star matches. He's a great wrestler, arguably the best wrestler in WWE right now. I mean, he's right up there with Daniel Bryan. He can put on a match, and some people they just don't even know because they haven't seen the best of this guy. I mean, if you look at his indie matches and some of his stuff from NXT, I mean, you'd see how good of a wrestler this guy is. I mean, he is just phenomenal, and I hope that this is the end of Swagger and Cesaro, and we really get into the goods with Cesaro because the best is only to come. And same kind of thing with this match here. Next up, we got Rusev taking on R-Truth. with Xavier Woods at ringside. Of course, Rusev would win the match after interference from Xavier Woods, and R-Truth and Xavier Woods, they knocked Rusev down, so I guess it kind of makes them look like they have a chance heading into Extreme Rules, but obviously they don't have a chance. It's just going to be a squash. Rusev's going to beat them easily. And like I said, same thing with Rusev. I'm on the same kind of level with him that I am with Cesaro. It's not that Rusev's a great wrestler, because he's really not, but I just want to see what WWE's actually going to do with him. I want to get into the goods. I mean, we're getting all these squash matches out of him, and I just want to see where this is actually heading. So I hope this is the end of Rusev versus Xavier Woods and R-Truth. Hope this feud gets put to bed just like Swagger and Cesaro. Okay, so that is that. Continuing right along, we got a Daniel Bryan promo. He came out talking about he has to protect his family, protect his wife at Extreme Rules when he takes on Kane. Purpose of this whole segment, of course, is just to progress the storyline and keep the whole feud going between Daniel Bryan and Kane. To be honest with you guys, I actually like WWE getting Brie Bella involved in this feud, because what it does is it kind of just makes things personal. It adds another level to it, and it just gives you more reason to get behind Daniel Bryan. You want to see him defend his wife and everything like that. So I thought it was a good promo by Daniel Bryan. He put his heart into it, and it came off as very sincere, so I enjoyed it. Okay, next up we got Dolph Ziggler versus Magneto, aka Damien Sandow. And wow, the whole time I was watching this match, I was just thinking about how badly Damien Sandow has been buried lately. I don't know if he got some backstage heat or what, but they have just buried the hell out of this guy, and it's going to be rough to get out of mid-card hell for him now. I mean, I don't know about Damien Sandow anymore. Things were looking really promising for him at the end of last year, especially right after he won the Money in the Bank. Like, it actually started to seem like WWE was going to go somewhere with this guy and give him a push, but it's just not going to happen. But it was a pretty decent match between him and Dolph Ziggler, even though I think the whole Magneto thing is pretty stupid, and it's insulting to Damien Sandow. He's way better than the Magneto gimmick, but Dolph Ziggler ended up winning with the zigzag in a pretty decent match. Okay, next up we got the Intercontinental Champion Big E taking on Titus ONeil. Big E would win by disqualification. The whole thing with Titus ONeil now is they're trying to build him up as a monster heel, and they're starting to show a darker side to him. And Titus ended up getting disqualified after he didn't answer the referee's 5 counts, so Big E would pick up the win. And after the match, Big E ended up kicking the shit out of Titus ONeil, and I really enjoyed that. It was pretty awesome. It kind of just showed how strong Big E really is. I mean, he's a strong guy, man, and it definitely makes him look good heading into his title defense at Extreme Rules, where he'll be taking on Bad News Barrett. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's not looking so good for Big E in terms of him holding onto that strap. I think there's a good chance he drops it to Bad News Barrett, because Bad News Barrett is really getting over, and WWE's really starting to give him a push. So Big E better watch out. He might be losing that strap this Sunday, but after squashing Titus like he did, it definitely made him look strong. So who knows? Maybe Big E holds on to it. I think it's about a 50-50 shot right now. Okay. So finally, for our main event, we got Dean Ambrose defending the United States Championship in a fatal 4-way match. He had to defend against 3 other guys: Alberto Del Rio, Ryback, and Curtis Axel. And wow, I've got to say, it's about damn time that the United States Championship got defended. It's been a minute. I can't even remember the last time Dean Ambrose put it up. It had to have been on like Main Event or something like that, but I don't know. The United States Championship, it doesn't even matter anymore, because it never gets defended. I don't see why WWE just doesn't unify it with the Intercontinental Championship. It will make sense, because both of the belts are designed for the same thing. They're mid-card championships that are supposed to elevate younger talent. So why not just merge them? It will make sense, and it'll probably bring more prestige back to the both of the championships. So yeah. Anyways, Dean Ambrose ended up winning the match. He was getting ganged up on for most of the match. It kind of seemed like a 3-on-1 handicap, but Ambrose was knocked out for a while, and he would end up winning the match, though, of course. Dean Ambrose isn't going to drop the belt to Del Rio, Ryback, or Curtis Axel. Honestly, I think he's going to drop it to Rusev eventually. I think that's where WWE is probably going to go with Rusev for now. I think they'll just throw the United States Championship on him. But I thought it was a cool Fatal 4-Way match. I enjoyed it. And then at the end of the match, the Shield hit a triple powerbomb on Ryback, which was pretty awesome. I mean, why not? It's Ryback. Why not squash him? He sucks anyway. So, yeah, overall, I thought it was a pretty good show. I enjoyed tonight's edition of SmackDown. Of course, it is the final show before the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Let me know in the comments section below if you guys are looking forward to Extreme Rules. Personally, I'm mildly looking forward to it. I'm not thrilled for it. It's not like it's WrestleMania or anything. But I think we'll get some decent wrestling matches on the card, and I think it'll be a good way to end the weekend. So, alright guys, that is going to conclude my Friday Night SmackDown review. Stay tuned for my Extreme Rules review, which will be coming immediately after the pay-per-view Sunday night. And until next time, I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace. I'm out.